Jinkies. So,
Jinkies.
Highguard, huh? What's the deal with salt shakers?
Wait. We need to see. Highguard. Yep. It's Yep. Welcome to Highguard. There she goes. It looks pretty good to me. I mean, it can pick up anytime now. Anytime. How long we will give it? How much was this? It's from the 26th. So this has been a week and a half. I don't know. Give it another week. It will be fine. Just another week. It's okay.
Am I right? It's well, it's not good news on the front of Highguard.
News.
There has been an announcement, and maybe an announcement's not the right word to
Wait, they addressed it? Dude, how do you address that, hey, we fucked up. We cooked on this game for 4 years and we fumbled. We fucked up.
use. It's not really accurate to say that. There have been some LinkedIn posts from former Wildlight employees. Wildlight is the studio behind Highguard, mentioning that most of the staff has been laid off at the
Ooh. Really? They just launched. Everyone is already fired? What? Impressive that there are still people playing Highguard. 1,800.
studio following the release of Highguard, which only came out about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks appears to be like the curse, because Concord had something very similar where it only had a lifespan just barely longer than a mosquito, where it had completely shut its doors in about 2 weeks. It barely even was able to open its eyes after its birth. It seems like 14 days is the magic number that big budget games are given.
That's so sad. Fucking 14 days. That's like not much. 2 weeks for 4 years. Imagine working on this for so long only for it to exist for 2 weeks.
To either blow up or blow out your ass. It's like in The Ring, you know, where you get that phone call saying you're going to die in 7 days, but in the video games industry, you get 14 days. You're going to die in 14 days, it seems.
Oh, wait, that's a classic. Oh, man. 7 days. You will die in 7 days.
Now, in Highguard's case, they actually had put out a whole year-long roadmap, which made a lot of people believe more heavily in them committing to the long.
Damn, they were optimistic as fuck. An entire year? Wait, how much did they launch with? They launched with 100K, but then 2 days later it was already less than half. Wow, they were really confident, huh? That's impressive.
Term of growing this, expanding it, and trying to make it flourish and find a player base. And make no mistake, this game did have a successful launch. The day this puppy came out, 100,000 curious sports fans hopped in there to check it out. But as of right now, there's just...
It's so embarrassing. Bro, to go from 100,000 to only 2.5... I guarantee you, not even the Chinese bots created an account yet. It's even they thought that it's a waste of time.
Just over 2,400 playing, which isn't really like the smallest potatoes ever. 2,400 concurrent players with nearly a 4K 24-hour peak is pretty decent for a lot of games, but given the scope of this project and the size of the team, it looks like they're closing the doors on a lot of the employees here. I don't know if that means they're looking to shut it all down or if they're looking to just down.
Yes, they will shut it down. I guarantee you that it's not going to live a year. I would be willing to bet on it that it's not going to survive till December. There is no way that they are going to keep up the server costs and development costs for like... If right now there is 1,800 people, in a month, there will be like 400. Or 300. You can literally not get enough people to queue up with you.
Size because they can't justify the spend any longer. I'm not entirely sure. That remains to be seen. But it's certainly not looking good for the future of Highguard, which unfortunately I don't think a ton of people were surprised by. A lot of people kind of predicted that this might happen. I don't think anyone read this shocked. Like, I don't think there was anyone like eyes wide open, jaw on the floor, stunned by this news, because releasing a game like Highguard in the current saturation of this market, it's kind of a death sentence. Like, those guards must be high to be expecting this to be like a
Mouth shock.
massive success that blows everything else out there and finds its own footing off rip. That was always going to be an uphill battle. It's very difficult to get gamers to switch from their comfort game to your game in the same genre.
No, actually, now that you mention it, I would love to change for Marvel Rivals that gives me new characters and free skins and really nice events, to a game where I can't even see the character's ass, and also there's just 9 characters, and out of that 9 is 8.5 is ugly as fuck. So now that you mention it,
They might go check it out, but most likely they're gonna go
but you can see the horse asses. I am not a furry. I'm not into that.
back to the game that they've spent the most
Actually.
time with, the one they're most accustomed to. The most notable example that completely bucks that trend is Marvel Rivals, where it entered into an extremely saturated genre, fucking hero shooters. That should have
See what it is? He knows. He knows. He knows. I just said it. He knows.
been dead on arrival, death sentence, bury that shit in the dirt. But thanks to the power of the Marvel IP, we're so...
Brian?
Do you think Highguard fell even harder due to the success also because of Arc Raiders and the Peanut? Pause champ.
No, I think it was doomed to fail. Like, it literally, if nothing would have come out, it would have still sucked ass. Unfortunately, they just kind of sabotaged themselves. I don't think it has anything to do with it. Ugh.
So many people are so passionate about Marvel itself, and also the developers diverting tons and tons and tons of resources to just churn things out really quickly.
You won't believe it, but it turns out that as long as you're paying attention to a game and you give out updates, it turns out that gamers will stay. It's almost like if you give them an enjoyable experience, then they will return. They might even, spend money. They might even buy the battle passes and whatnot. Maybe, perhaps. Pay attention. Oh, no. It's okay, fair enough. You know what? I feel like it's also useful that Marvel Rivals doesn't call the gamers sexist and misogynistic and just usually scum whenever there is something up. I think that helps. There's only so many times I can allow someone call me those things.
Very high quality, very quickly, and also
Paying attention to Firestar. No, if we learned anything from Ubisoft, is that what we need, what Highguards really need, is more managers. Okay? If they would put in another layer of management, now then it would succeed. Yeah, that's what we need. Another layer of management.
Remember this was the last game Jeff Keighley showed at the Game Awards and hyped the shit out of. Funny how that works.
It's okay, there will be more. Don't even say it in a joke. Would you like to be a manager?
the timing
Yeah.
they entered the market where Overwatch was starting to flounder and people were hungry for something to replace it. Marvel Rivals just had all the stars align, and now it is successful, and it
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. I really like Marvel Rivals. Please don't jinx it for me. Oh my god, he has the Mr. Beast smile. Oh no. Teeth.
carve out its niche. Highguard didn't have those luxuries. People were even confused on what Highguard was in the first place. They announced it at the Game Awards and then went fucking radio silent crickets for a whole month. People thought it was a hero shooter. I thought it was a hero shooter. A lot of people thought it was fucking Concord 2.0. There were so little things to know about it, so it was hard for people to get hype and buy into this idea of Highguard in the first place.
Well, it's not Concord 2.0. It's like 3, 4.0. We had so many Concords. So little time and so many Concords. I can't remember all of them. They just keep popping up, you know.
Place when they weren't even talking about it. So when the
There's so
game came
many.
out, and in my opinion was okay, like I don't think it's a great game, I don't think it was a bad game, it was just kind of an all right.
It was a game. It was like a wow. Oh no, it was okay. It's okay. This is okay. Meow.
Mid-game, so it was always going to struggle
And that's
retaining
okay.
a player base. People tried it, they were lukewarm on it, some people hated it, some people did like it, but it was always going to be tough to get them to stick with it long term, especially if the developers don't seem willing to. Like, these layoffs don't inspire confidence, so there's 2,400 people playing it right now, and I imagine they really like it to still be playing it.
Wrong. It's 1,800. Okay, we have dropped even now. Okay, and the Americans are awake. Okay, they are absolutely awake. I'm sorry, buddy. It's going to get worse.
And they did add
It's
things
going
to
to
it, like the
get worse.
5v5 mode, so it seems like there is a willingness to try and, like,
Here at work, though. So when you will go home, you will boot up Highguard. Yes. 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 Are you going to play some? Yes. Hell yeah! Let's go. Listen, if you think about it, if you just pause and really think about it, if all of us on stream right now would decide that, okay, we are going to play Highguard, we could basically double the population of the game if literally everyone would just like join in. Isn't it crazy? Yeah, we could legit double their numbers. Let's go. They would be like, oh my god, what the hell?
flesh it out. But with these layoffs, it seems like the future's uncertain. And who
Damn.
knows, maybe down the line they could have carved out a unique identity for it. It did have some unique ideas, like with the base rating. So, like, maybe there's a what if there. And again, they haven't announced that they're shutting down or anything. They haven't fully turned the lights off
Soon.
over there. So perhaps it's still in the cards. But I just don't understand why it feels like no one at these companies internally is putting their thinking caps on. It doesn't feel like they're being realistic.
Maybe they are Ubisoft employees. Maybe they are cousins. Maybe they have brothers from another mother.
Because this was a very likely outcome that most people were kind of expecting to unfold here. So why are they
Yeah.
already laying off people after only 2 weeks? Why wouldn't you go into a project like this with a longer runway? Like, look, we might be bleeding players for a couple months, and that's okay. Like, we have allocated budget to account for that as we look to try and find our community and build this game with the players. Like, they're already doing mass layoffs after just 2 weeks. So it seems like they were expecting this to just fucking explode and be the next Marvel Rivals or the next Call of Duty or something. Like, who really knows what the expectations are anymore at these companies? It just surprises me how quickly games will come and die. Anyway, though, taking a look at the LinkedIn here, this comes from someone named Alex Grainer. Unfortunately, along with most of the team at Wildlight, I was laid off today. This one really stings as there was a lot of unreleased content I was really looking forward to that I and others designed for Highguard. However, I'm excited for my next adventure.
John,
If your team or
I know
anyone you know
little
needs
Timmy
an
won't
experience.
have food tomorrow, but wait. It's a miracle, the numbers just doubled. We're saved.
A crumble of players. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. If not even Doki Bird can inspire her people to play that, nah, man, they are cooked.
It's level designer, hit me up. Check out my
Little
portfolio
Timmy
here
is
to see what I've
dying.
done the last 7 years as a level designer in the AAA space at alexgrainer.com. Cheers. The way that Alex writes about it on LinkedIn sounds like most of the team at Wildlight has been laid off, and then he said how disappointed he is because there is unreleased content that they were excited for, meaning that it feels like that unreleased content is never coming. So my impression is that these layoffs are in preparation for shutting it down, especially when you also look at Josh Sobel's post. Today I was laid off from my job at Wildlight along with most of the staff. Once again, echoing that same sentiment that
I've
most
just
of the
seen on
staff...
X the post Discord made yesterday also got community noted.
Did it? Oh my god. Dude, what if we are thinking about this wrong though? What if this is all just money laundering? What if they didn't even try? They were just like, ooh, we will make something. And it's just, they were like laundering, like, I don't know, big Hollywood money. Their game is free. As one does. I mean, could be.
staff has been laid
Wait, Highguard was a AAA? No.
off. You can't
No.
run a game like
Yes.
Highguard.
They are just very, very dedicated to the money laundering. Yes? No. Is it? No, I don't think it can. No. It's not AAA. It's not.
With
right?
most of the staff gone, and this was the
Nah.
lead tech artist. So this is like a pretty big position, it feels like. It was the best team I've ever worked with, and I've never put so much of myself into a project before. I wouldn't trade the past 2.5 years for anything. And then he goes on to talk about his experience. So if anyone has, a need for his expertise, to please reach out about it. To me, this feels like
It was a 10 out of 10 experience. Anyway, I am starving. Please, someone would hire me. Please. I can be better. Please. It's time for OnlyFans, buddy. I'm sorry. It is the era of the OnlyFans. It's time for those feet pics.
the end of Highguard, more like Byguard, because it's saying goodbye here. It feels like
I guarantee you, I actually can't wait. 1 week from now on, I am going to check on the Steam DB. I guarantee you it's going to be at least 1,300. It's going to fall even further. Yeah, you think it's gonna be below 1K? You think? Okay, we will see. Remind me, one week from now on Thursday, we are going to investigate. We shall see.
these posts make it pretty clear that most of the staff has been laid off, and that it's likely winding itself down for that next step. It feels like it's in that stage where
Soon.
it's probably closing its doors. But I could be entirely wrong. It's just, the statement.
No, they're not gonna keep them. Did Concord, like they wrapped up Concord and they fired everyone, right? Like that studio is no longer. They are going to do the same with this. They're not going to keep it up. Yeah, it's gone. It's gonna happen again.
About the unreleased content that's not coming, these layoffs, most of the staff gone, as well as like a position like fucking lead tech artist. I mean, it'd be tough to keep the game going with basically no one left at the company, right? You would think. Anyway, though, this is
It's just like there's like a bunch of like a handful of pigeons behind the controllers. They are like the IT team. They are the HR. They are the customer support. Everything.
There are companies that buy up other companies or arrange for companies to fail in order to use the losses to write off against profits. Commodore Amiga was a victim of that, years ago.
Nah, nah. Surely not. Surely not.
isn't something that I
Right?
think is worthy of celebration or anything. I wish
Tinfoil.
Highguard was better and performed better, so that way they could keep chipping away at something and maybe make something special eventually. Like, take for example No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky came out to nothing but booze, just an absolute flood of booze, trash, and look what happened over the years. They worked.
I think it's a different situation. I think back then times were different, and people still had faith, and he could fix it. I am not sure. Like, if hypothetically, let's say GTA 6 gets released and it's absolute shite, I am not sure if people would have the patience to give it a second and a third and a fourth chance. I mean, maybe if it's really, 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 really good, then maybe. But I don't know.
So hard to make an extremely special game.
What you betting? I'm betting my toes. I have cute toes. I'm betting them.
And now, No Man's Sky is a fucking masterpiece, right? I'm not saying Highguard was ever going to be able to do that, but I would just like if these games, they actually were willing to stick with it for a while to at least see what they could do with it. I was very pessimistic.
We should buy Concord. It must cost like $5.
The biggest difference is that No Man's Sky's game concept was solid, just unfinished. Highguard's concept is simply boring.
True. You don't want that, but it's just $5. I can waste $5. That would be nice.
About the game going into it because it didn't seem like a
Seven
game that
and
I was going
best.
to enjoy all that much. I tried it and it was okay. It's just kind of a meh thing, but who knows? Maybe if they really committed to it, they could have made something great out of it. Now, I don't think we'll ever really know because it seems like these companies are more than willing to spend unfathomable amounts of money, millions of dollars, to develop a project like this and then just close it in 2 weeks, just let it die, lay everyone off, say, well,
Bro, it must be money laundering. I refuse to believe that there is actually so many incompetent people with so many millions of dollars. It must be something. It must be like they were like, I don't know. They went to that certain person's island and they had like a lot of disposable cash and they had to do a laundry or something. I don't want to believe it.
Well, that was a failure of an experiment, is what it is. I would prefer if these games came out and were good. I don't like to see all these people losing their jobs. That sucks. And it's not like the developers were the ones that cooked the idea here. I imagine that came from a higher level position. Most people could tell you,
After stream, my Google, how to money launder. How do you make a game and money launder at the same time?
you got a real tough battle ahead of you, a real war to fight if you're trying to carve out a strong community.
Hypothetically, you have to write it behind it. Hypothetically, how would you money launder? Hypothetically.
In a genre this full that Highguard was competing in. Like, it's just, I feel like it should have been obvious, but I think so many people in the games industry at the highest level of the food chain just are delusional. Like, it is what it is, man. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to yap about this a little bit.
I can't wait for Marathon. I don't believe that Marathon will be good. It's not going to be bad. It's just not going to be good. I don't think that Marathon has that sort of attraction for people.
I do think it won't be long now before we see Highguard saying that
it's gonna flop so hard Bungie shuts down. Oh, dude, this would be so fucking sad. Poor Bungie.
You know, they're going to be closing it in the near future. But maybe not. Maybe they are going to run this with a skeleton crew at Wildlight. As I was rendering...
What do you mean, I'm afraid Resident Evil 9 be bad? Do not jinx it. You have to knock it under the table. How dare you?
This video, Wildlight Entertainment put out a statement saying, Today we made an incredibly difficult decision to part ways with a number of our team members while keeping a core group of developers to continue innovating on and supporting the game. We're proud of the team, talent, and the product we've created together. We're also grateful for players who gave the game a shot and those who continue to be part of the community.
Ooh.
So, it seems...
Ooh, that's so depressing. It's like, we tried. There was a thing. We tried. Sorry. Maybe next time.
Seems like, based on this, that maybe they aren't looking to shut it down. They're just looking to maybe cut expenses, save some money on the bottom line because the player base has dwindled so much.
But dude, I don't even think they earn money at this point. Like 2,000 people. Can you imagine out of 2,000 people, how many will actually spend money on it? No one. Why would you? If you would be playing a game that launched to 100,000 gamers, and within 2 weeks you're on 2K, would you spend even a cent? Okay, Donkey's a retard, so we don't talk about him. But other than Donkey, will anyone else spend anything? I don't think so. I just don't think so.
That's pretty surprising, I'm not going to lie, because from some of the positions I've seen here, they seem to be pretty high-level positions. So, pretty interesting, and honestly, pretty surprising. But all power to them if they are going to actually stick with it with their core developers here to keep carving out its own unique identity. I guess we'll see how it goes, but yeah, I mean, assuming that this is correct, seems like it's not goodbye, guard. It's more of a see you later, guard. Oh, hi, Mark. I don't know. Anyway,
at this point, would it be sad if Bungie shut down? It would be like Pro Athlete that got on crack and lost a bunch of games getting cut from the team.
It's still sad. I hate it when companies who actually had potential and they had a legacy, they just like, they sort of get like this end-shitification, It's just so sad, man.
Guard update, that's really about it. So, yeah.
Looking at you, Ubisoft. Now, why would you bring them on? Why would you talk about them? But Legacy, they are just skinwalkers. No, man, I swear. They were fine. I promise. They were fine. And then they weren't.